We are recording and good to go whenever you are ready.
Ready. How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow?
Well, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
I was trying to remember which character it was that was denied a bank loan.
It was the Human Torch.
Was denied
a bank loan.
By the beard of Zeus. Great Odin's raven.
Great Odin's.
Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. Get some weed now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Penny Bloom.
That's right.
That's a good one. Hello, everybody.
San Diego.
And welcome to the Robertsons on the Penny Bloom Podcast. I am Colton Robertson. I'm joined by my Vodder, Justin Robertson. What's up, Pops?
Good evening.
Hello. Latest episode we've recorded yet?
Yeah.
How you feeling, old man?
It's after 9. I don't know.
It's after your bedtime.
I haven't had my. I don't know. What do people take before they go to bed? Do they take like warm? Do they drink warm milk or something like that?
Dramamine.
No, it's it's after 9. I'm a night owl, as you know.
Right, of course. That's where I got it.
Yeah, you get it from me. It's a curse. So yeah, I'm ready to rock.
No,
I'll
be around for a while.
Ready to rock and
roll.
We'll
finish this podcast, and I'll probably be up another 3 or 4 hours at least.
Yeah, I'll be up for a minute. Yeah. We still have the Steelers and Jets playing.
They are going.
They're in
and
the second
actually,
half.
We unfortunately didn't get to do a dispatch this past Friday. It was my fault. It was my fault. I slept in a little too late. We could have done it, but we wouldn't have done it justice. You know, so we're recording it tomorrow.
You got to give your best effort.
However, I stuck with my picks, and I forgot to post them, which sucks.
Oh, so you're lying. You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're going to lie about all of them. You're going to have all the winners.
I lost one, which doesn't make it look like I'm...
That does not look good for you.
That doesn't make it look like I'm honest.
I'm not
but
sure
last week I
it.
only lost 2 all week, which I've already matched because I lost the Thursday night game.
What's your one loss?
The Falcons. I picked the Falcons over the Seahawks today.
Yeah, that was kind of a surprise, especially the way, it was... The Seahawks handled
them.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
Right.
It wasn't a problem. But all the other ones, like, I felt good about this week anyway, you know? That's why I'm like, it wasn't too difficult a week for picks, I feel like, anyway. So that's why I do feel like it's believable. Like, I obviously picked the Jaguars over the Patriots. Lions-Vikings, I thought the Lions were going to give the Vikings their first loss, and they did.
And they did, yeah.
Bills over Titans, duh. Colts over Dolphins, I'm really down on the Dolphins. And
it sure looks like 2 out of that lineup means they can't
do shit.
Yeah. So you're kind of like maybe Tua was perfect for that offense.
Exactly. Like perfect with their scheme.
With
perfect with their
and
coach.
those weapons because now you have these other guys that just can't get the ball.
Who is it down in Miami?
Well, it was Huntley was the most recent quarterback, but we met we did some baseball today and then we had lunch with a friend of mine and one of Griffin's buddies, and so I couldn't really see the TVs. It didn't look like Huntley, though. It looks like there was someone else quarterbacking the Dolphins today, and I'm not sure it was, number 14. But either way, Tyreek Hill had, I think fantasy-wise he had like 3 points or something.
Yeah,
like
he had
that.
an awful day.
So,
I was facing him. Shout out to Mom
so you're like,
for not setting her lineup ever.
Which that's kind of
I was gonna beat every team except yours this week anyway, though. So that makes me feel good.
I feel like I'm really hitting my stride as a fantasy GM right now.
I'm going to move to 2-4, which is a big win.
That's
a big win.
Yeah.
I need it. 2-4 is a lot better than 1-5.
I don't want to go counting my chickens. So, but if I hold off your brother this week, I'll be 3-2.
Griff would have to have a fucking day.
He would.
To be fair,
I still have
Monday
Mike
night.
Evans going and Lamar Jackson tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're set. You're set.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, but you're set.
Yeah.
Texans at Packers. That was a tough one.
Right.
I did go Packers just because I've been on record as saying I don't bet against Packers when they're at Lambeau.
At home, yeah.
It's just not a safe bet. Bengals at Browns. I picked the Bengals because fuck the Browns.
Correct. Did you see though towards the end of the game?
No,
they put in my guy Jameis.
Oh, did they?
Jameis got in.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And he threw a touchdown. He's the reason they were even that was late.
Yeah, it ended up being 21-14 or something.
Yeah, it was 21-7 to that point, and he threw
a garbage time touchdown.
He did.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so I was going to pick the Bengals there because fuck Deshaun Watson.
Correct.
Eagles at Giants. I'm not picking the fucking Giants, man.
Yeah, and I'm going to openly admit, I can't remember what the points were on that. So I know you picked straight up, but
well, last night when we were talking to Q, or Friday night when we were talking to Q, he was talking about what parlay he should plug in on Fliff, which does not need to be redacted. Apparently, it's legal.
Correct. No
redaction.
Yeah.
That's what
Fliff.
we were redacting like crazy.
Check it out,
last
gang.
week.
Fliff.
Yeah, Fliff. But he was like, Eagles at Giants, I don't know. And I'm like, you better bet on the fucking Eagles.
Yeah. I was kind of with him on that because I think the Eagles have sucked this year.
They have.
And I know the Eagles aren't – I know the Giants aren't great, but they were at home. And I can't remember what the points were, but I kind of felt like, if the Giants are getting points at home, maybe you go Giants. I think the final score was
they handled them as
the
well.
The points would not have mattered. Yeah. So it was I would have gotten that one wrong, I think.
Yeah. I would have got it right. Bragging. Raiders at Rams.
Wow.
I picked the Rams.
And they won 20-15.
Yeah, that was a pretty close game.
Yeah.
Panthers at Commanders, easy pick there. Commanders blew them the fuck out.
And that was with the young quarterback.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels
getting bounced early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Marcus
a rib.
Mariota came in.
Who, I guess, killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Played really well.
Threw a touchdown to Zach Ertz. Talk about that 2015 Philadelphia Eagles connection. Then Chiefs at 49ers. Of course, I picked the Chiefs. And then for Sunday and Monday nights, I'll make this clear. I picked Steelers tonight for Sunday.
Okay. It's currently 15-13 Jets.
Not my way right now.
Right.
Ravens at Bucks. I picked the Ravens. And Chargers at Cardinals. I picked the Chargers.
Oh, there's two Monday night games
tomorrow? 2 Monday night games this week. And I picked all the away teams Monday night, and then the Steelers tonight at home.
Okay.
But yeah, so being transparent about that. I'm doing good today, which is why I feel like I need
strong day.
Yeah, it is. It's a good week. But it was a good day, generally. I went and saw a movie today out in Kansas with Emily. It was a wonderful time. Yeah. Yeah. We Live in Time, new Andrew Garfield, Florence Pugh movie I was telling you about that Mom would like a lot because it'll make her cry.
Yeah, right. It will.
Oh, crocodile tears.
Oh, man.
I was in a puddle by the end of the movie there.
Were you now?
I was. Oh, you betcha.
How long of a movie? What's the runtime of that
Hour
thing?
and 40. It was
I
a
like
quick hour
40.
I
like that we're getting back to
the formula there.
Yeah, hour and a half, hour 40, hour 50.
You know, a lot because I'm firmly of the mind that as long as a story takes, it's fine. You know,
right?
A movie can be too long.
It certainly can.
You know, but if it requires 3 hours, it requires 3 hours.
Right. You're invested. You're invested at that
exactly.
point.
Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, those deserve to be 3-hour movies.
Yeah. I not big on the let's cry.
Yeah, I know.
For a movie.
Yeah.
Even though I look, I'm a crier. I will cry. Yeah, I'm not opposed to crying.
That's why you don't watch those movies.
Yeah, because I want to decide when I'm going to cry.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
it's
and
up to
watching
me.
those movies are a good way.
It is a good release, but I'd rather it be organic.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
I'd rather be like, let's
something
go. I'm gonna go through my feelings right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take an inventory.
Yeah.
And maybe I cry.
Maybe I need to cry.
I cry at this.
Maybe I need to cry.
But you know what? I don't need to pay my money and
that's
walk into a theater and cry.
Yeah, that's fair.
I want to go. I want to pay. I want to feel great when I walk out of that motherfucker.
That's a good point.
But that's just me. I respect it
because we went to Scooters after, and we saw this movie in Kansas, and we went to the Scooters off 7 Highway, like down the road.
Yeah.
And
so 30-ish
minutes away, and we're sitting in the drive-thru, and I look at Emily and I go, "There's a void." Right here.
Right here.
In the middle of my chest. And she goes, "Oh, baby, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, that's good." I'm like, after a movie like that, that's good.
It's good.
I like that feeling after a movie. So that's one of those things is that I just like I like when a movie makes me feel that way.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like the feeling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Andrew Garfield, I love Andrew Garfield, and he's in it, and he's great. But
overall, it was good.
Oh, great movie, fantastic movie. But yeah, great Sunday in general.
Outstanding. Yeah.
And we had a good week of television viewing. We watched Starting 5. We didn't discuss that last week that we would be. We just happened to watch it. The NBA season tips off on Tuesday.
It's coming up, man.
It's time. Let's fucking
I know.
go.
What I love is there's only, maybe 5 or 6 people in my life that enjoy NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it got really sexy not that long. I mean, probably at least 10 years ago. It got really sexy to be like, you've heard this, I'm sure. I don't like NBA, but I like college basketball. Okay, well, fuck you.
Off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I like college basketball too. It's all great. It all has a place, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're talking about arguably the greatest athletes in the world.
Yeah,
playing a sport,
mm-hmm.
and it's basketball.
Yeah, and it's the most fun sport to watch.
It is,
mm-hmm.
and so I love that. Like I said, there's maybe 5 or 6 people that appreciate NBA basketball, and I love it even more that like 3 of them are my children.
Yeah, right.
We
100% the best NBA conversations I have are with you guys.
Yeah, you, Q, and Griffin. I mean, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny because Griffin just this past week got home from a buddy's house. Won't say his name.
Yeah,
because we'd have to redact it anyway.
Redact.
But he was like, yeah, his dad. They did top 5
greatest ever.
Greatest, yeah. Who they thought like not their favorites, but who they thought the greatest
Best basketball
players
ever.
were.
Yeah.
And he was just not impressed with the dad's list. He was not happy at all.
Yeah, irked with it.
It bothered him.
Yeah,
and it was funny because we ran it down, and then during that conversation, one of the other of those 6, Scott Smith-Peter, I texted him and I was like, I wish you were here for this conversation.
Yeah.
Because he would love that shit.
Right.
Like, he loves debating.
Mm-hmm.
He loves having that conversation. But yeah, and so the whole thing with starting 5 is awesome because I enjoy NBA. Mm-hmm. And I actually have not taken the time, honestly, the past few years to watch enough of it. I watch enough of it to know who I like, though.
Right, exactly. But you don't watch enough of it to gain new people you like. You knew who you liked, kind of.
A little bit. No, going into this starting 5, though.
You knew you liked Ant.
I knew I liked Ant.
That's fair. That's fair. When somebody bursts onto the scene like that, they
yeah, I mean, yeah. So Ant, Sabonis, I knew there was a Sabonis.
Yeah, right.
I learned during this show that it is the Sabonis I was more familiar with from the
when you were younger.
When I was younger, the Portland Trailblazers. But yeah, we can get into it. But I really enjoyed starting 5.
Yeah, sorry for the long-winded introduction, but yeah, we got a good show. We're gonna discuss that starting 5 TV show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, you should.
Wait, are you apologizing for me because I had a long-winded?
No, I did.
I did.
It was a natural conversation.
Was it me or was
it's
it you?
Fine.
Was it me?
It's both of us.
Okay.
We share the blame here.
I don't.
It's all your fault.
I don't take any of the blame.
But we got. If you have not watched the docuseries, you should. However, we're going to spoil the shit out of it because it's based on a real NBA season, and if you follow the NBA, you know the Celtics won the finals, et cetera. It's fun.
No spoilers. It already happened.
It already happened.
Yeah.
It exists. It's out there.
So
we're going to return to divisional dons this week. We left that out last week, and then we are going to do the first ever Robertson's draft day. And I'm excited for that. We're each going to draft a starting 5
in the spirit of starting 5.
In the spirit of starting 5, the NBA season kicks off this week. Tips off this week, I should say.
Well, it can tip off, it can kick off, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And we're gonna do that, and that is more based in bests, which we typically don't do. We typically do favorites. We are trying to beat each other's team. Is kind of the spirit.
Trying to draft the best team.
Exactly. We're not trying to. This is what my favorite starting 5 would be.
I know, and we'll see how much we get with emotion on that because I might pick. With emotion.
I will.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm passionate about how good those guys are.
Right.
So we'll get
because you're playing favorites.
Exactly. But they are the best because they're my favorite.
Right.
That's where that whole argument gets lost. But let's start with starting 5 on Netflix.
Yes.
We talked a couple weeks ago about how I'm getting bigger into documentaries.
Yeah.
So this came at the perfect fucking time. I'm getting back into watching sports. My spirit never left sports. I've always loved sports, but I stopped watching them for a while.
Yeah.
And
you really have made I don't know if you've made an effort, but like I think you've you made an effort to take the time to do it, and I think you quickly were like, "Fuck, this is why I love
I remember
sports."
why I loved it. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. it's been interesting to shift my watching habits from like a year ago to now.
Yeah.
I've been trying to lay off the movies not as much as I can. I still love watching movies, but I watched inarguably too many movies last year. To the point where like I felt like I wasn't appreciating all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
it's too many movies.
It's too many.
It's too many movies.
So sprinkling some sports, some documentaries, it's a good way to do things. And this being a sports documentary, getting me excited for the next NBA season.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, and it was another one of the productions of Peyton Manning's Omaha group.
Yeah.
Right, because he did quarterback.
Omaha Sports Production. Oh,
Yeah.
Did he do quarterback
He
with
did,
Mahomes and
he did
Cousins
quarterback,
and
and then the one that's called Receivers, which was the exact same concept. It had like Debo, Devontae Adams, George Kittle.
I actually never heard about that one.
That was like the second iteration. It was like quarterback 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then they did receiver. That
I didn't
was
realize
last
quarterback
season.
was that long ago. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was 2 seasons ago.
Right.
And then they did the receivers last season and released it this past summer.
I see.
And so starting 5 is
The
it's
I mean, they can do starting 5
Oh yeah,
as long as they want to do.
Well, and
starting
I
five.
think a lot of it is like, who's first on your list?
Yeah, right.
Because I know that with quarterback, not to get off the rails too much, but like you had Pat Mahomes, who
obviously
good for
is top
him
of the list,
and
yeah.
good for him for being like, yeah, I'll do that shit.
Mhm.
Marcus Mariota also did it.
That's right. That's the other guy.
Kirk Cousins did it.
Yeah.
I feel like that maybe
was
it
just
was
those
it.
three.
There was only
Yeah.
3. The receivers, there were more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I feel like the NBA has over the past 30 years given their players an opportunity to market themselves.
Yeah.
In a way that maybe other leagues hadn't, and so
Their
that's why I
personalities
think
are so much more tangible than everybody.
they allow them to be themselves
100%.
And I think that formula for this type of docuseries,
perfect.
They could do it every season, and they'll have great content.
Yeah, and you couldn't have picked a better collection
Yeah.
of players to make a docuseries on this season, from just the standpoint where they have a champ and an MVP candidate and the greatest basketball player of all time, the rising star,
arguably
the greatest basketball player of all time,
arguably,
and
neither here nor there.
A rising star, one of the personalities that everybody knows but doesn't. Like we don't know Jimmy Butler, but everybody knows Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
He's the showy guy.
Yep.
So like it was a perfect combination of players, and to see kind of behind the scenes, because it reminds us that we can have parasocial relationships with athletes. Obviously, arguably, aside from pop stars, athletes are the people that most people have parasocial relationships with. You feel like you know these guys because they play on a team that you like.
You're relating to them, or you're looking up to them in some way.
Or you're looking up to them.
Like if you're,
or you feel like you can talk to them any way you want to talk to them.
If you bought a ticket.
If you bought a ticket.
You can call them whatever you want.
Yeah, according to some people.
Mm-hmm.
But
so why don't we? So for this exercise, the starting 5 were.
The starting 5 were.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, LeBron James, GOAT,
arguably.
Jimmy Butler, Anthony Edwards, Domantas Sabonis.
That's the Sabonis.
No, I'm just kidding. Jayson Tatum.
But
that was kind of how I felt whenever I was watching it. Sometimes I'd be like, "Who the fuck is the 5th guy?" And it was Jayson Tatum every time.
And that's kind of his,
it's his brand. He's humble.
He is super humble.
I know for a fact I am not immune to propaganda. Would you like to know why?
Go on.
Because now I like Jayson Tatum. I didn't want this.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to like Jayson Tatum.
Yeah. It's not something you were just like, who I want, give me a reason.
Give me a reason to like Jayson Tatum. No, I don't desire to like Jayson Tatum. But now I like Jayson Tatum. I like Jayson Tatum against my will now.
Guess what? You like him.
I do.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude, man.
He's a fucking really good dude.
That's where it's
it's not put on. It's genuine.
Not.
And I see. It was really interesting because towards the end of that, where they, again, spoiler alert, they won the NBA championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
But his dad was even saying how if there was one thing, this was so relatable as a dad.
I know exactly what part you're about to talk about.
Go on then. Pick it up.
Whenever he's like, I wish he would be more mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking
and I do
yes.
too.
And that's me thinking of all these years of sports with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
There were certainly times I was overbearing and probably over coaching or over parenting on some of that stuff, but it was really relatable because I think that like that's genuinely how Jayson Tatum is perceived, is he's the nice guy. And I'm not even talking about like the stereotypical, like the word alpha. It's annoying. It's
got a really, really negative
It does.
connotation
It
now.
has its fucking place though, right?
It does,
like, and you question whether he had that. I'll call it dog.
That dog.
Yeah,
in him.
that dog in him, and he never actually proves to have the dog in him, and that's what's kind of interesting for me is like they won it all, and he never had to be a dick.
No, and he never had to be the dog. You know,
No.
like, and that's what's.
Part of that might be because he had one on his team though.
Yes, it could be.
Who won MVP?
Yes, he did. And that's why I'm like, but that has its place though.
For
you
sure.
know? LeBron James won with Dwayne Wade, and obviously LeBron James has that dog in him. You know, that's undeniable. But like, you can't win a chip by yourself.
No.
And there's no evidence that says you can, aside from, you know,
A guy that might be the GOAT.
Nikola Jokic.
Oh, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
But even he has
He's got Jamal Murray.
He's got Jamal Murray. MJ had Rodman and Pippen though.
Oh, had. Whatever. MJ's a killer.
MJ is a killer.
He's a
MJ
fucking
is a
killer.
Kobe had Shaq.
Kobe's a killer.
And Pau Gasol too.
And, you know, true. He did.
But you need a really strong second fiddle. And Jaylen Brown is as strong a second fiddle as you can possibly
Yeah.
ask for.
It could be argued that team actually, you know, because we're kind of in the era, maybe we're a little past it, but like the
super team?
The super team are like the three. They have like a three.
Big three thing.
Yeah, the big three
Everybody
thing.
wants a big three.
And it may have started with like maybe Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, maybe around that time. I don't know, or
give or take.
You know, LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh, right? I digress, though. Getting back to
why that team is so
to Tatum is, I mean, I know they got guys. I mean, it really was those two.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you see it across the league too with the Knicks, like with Jalen Brunson being their young star
out of nowhere,
and they're building a young core that gets along, and obviously they just did a trade where they got Cat and gave away Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle, which I question, frankly.
Now Ant's guy, Cat, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
I question that trade a little bit too. I don't know that Cat's built for New York.
I don't think he. I think Minnesota won the shit out of that trade.
Yeah, I do too.
Which is crazy because Cat's good. I like Cat a lot.
I do too.
But Julius Randle is a fucking dog.
He is a dog.
You know,
yes,
like that is that guy right there. And Dante DiVincenzo, I mean, like he proved to be an incredible role player when he was in New York. So
I mean, we have a white Dante alert too, by the way.
That's true. Last name DiVincenzo.
Yeah, white
That's
Dante.
Great. That's great.
It's outstanding.
Karl Anthony Towns might have gained the best NBA nickname though, moving to New York.
Go on.
Bodega Cat. It's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
That is hard.
I love that. But yeah, no. The highlight for me of the show, aside from Jayson Tatum, because Jayson Tatum, that is one of those like. That's the story of that show. He wins the championship.
Yeah.
He's proving himself.
Good guy wins.
The whole time he's talking about how that's what he wants to do. That's what the goal is, and obviously it's the goal. You're in the NBA, but
and they get it done.
Ant though,
yeah,
I love Anthony.
Yeah,
Davis. And seeing like tangibly the growth he experienced over the course of the season, off the court more so than on the court.
Yeah, he had a lot going on.
He had his first child.
Yeah,
bought a home. Like he grew up a little bit during that time.
Well, you're reminded how young that dude is.
Oh, yeah, he's younger than me.
I mean, he played 1 year in college, Georgia.
Yep.
I don't think
which he committed to go to Georgia because his sister had a baby and he wanted to be around home.
Right?
Like, that's fucking cool.
Because he's from Atlanta, right?
Atlanta, yeah.
And he was picked number 1 overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me being the guy that pays more attention to the pros and not college, I didn't know who the fuck
he was.
He was.
And part of that's on the NBA. something that the NFL does really good that the NBA does not is form a relationship with college football.
True.
They build up storylines in college, and then they get executed in the NFL. Sorry, they don't get murdered.
Whoa, okay.
They get carried.
I
They
looked
get
at you.
followed through.
Oh, gosh, I heard
they
executed, and I
get
thought,
followed
oh,
through
my
on
God,
NFL.
what?
The NBA has no adherence to college basketball at all. College like that, and that's why I think college basketball has lost all of its fucking zest for me. Is that like I feel once upon a time guys stayed in college and they grew.
Yeah, they've gone back and forth
drafted.
on that whole thing.
Yeah,
like in terms of how many years you have to be there to be eligible and things like that.
Yeah.
But Ant, like going back to Ant, yeah, number 1 overall pick, is I think way ahead of schedule.
Yeah,
like in terms of
100%.
people are comparing him to like is he the next face of the league? Yada yada yada. I did like about the show though overall that they had a mix and they did a real delicate dance of. They had LeBron, who's in his 21st year,
about to be 22nd,
that they're documenting. Yeah, and although he's still performing at a crazy level, it's like we know that
you're passing the torch.
It's a finite number
done.
here. Yeah.
And he knows it too.
He
which
does.
is another thing that I really appreciate.
It was refreshing.
He's like, I'm not under any illusion that I'm going to be doing this forever.
Yeah,
but I'm still doing it fucking good.
He's a top 5 guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
there's
can't...
arguably. I mean, there's a couple guys you would obviously at this point in time want on your team more, but he's definitely top 5.
The reason he might be number 1,
culture.
He's a genius.
Yeah,
and
basically a coach without coaching.
You see pieces of that in this fucking documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is a savant. Like he sees the game. He's always communicating the game, and you hear stories about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've all heard them.
Oh yeah,
about how his basketball IQ's off the charts, and it's something we already knew. But then in the show, you see him like he's just so far ahead of everybody.
Oh, by miles. And there's something that he's really, really. You know how he can just go like, well, there was this point when we had this much time left in the game, and I made this pass and this happened.
He's got recall like that.
We're impressed whenever like football players do that, and it's like, well, yeah, but like at least they have like a down in distance, and like there's a break in the fucking game.
Right.
He remembers every single play, and it doesn't fucking stop.
Yeah.
It just keeps going. Like that's insane.
No, I mean he's so impressive. I just loved the mix overall. Going back to Tatum, I know we're going. I apologize.
Bouncing around
a little bit, but what I do find interesting is knowing what happened after that. Right. So the whole season is about those 5 guys and how the season goes, and luckily Tatum makes it to the championship, and fortunate for the show they win it. But oh, by the way, he didn't get MVP.
No, yeah.
And then
we know they go to the Olympics.
The Olympics happens.
Yeah.
And having watched that show now, with knowing what occurred after, which he basically, for those that might be listening, he hardly fucking played in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean,
and 2 of his teammates
played
were
a lot.
Key role players.
Yes, they played a lot.
Derek White and Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, he just didn't get minutes.
Mm-mm.
And I think that will, going back to the dog or being more of a dick.
Bro might bark.
I'm telling you, you're going to see a fucking...
You're
going to see a bad man next year. I hope we do too. For this year. I mean, it's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, he's the first game of the season. It's them versus the Knicks opening night.
And he's been sitting on that.
Oh, yeah.
He just... Because you could tell, like, through that show, he'd been hearing it and seeing it and reading it.
It's impossible.
The doubters. Yeah, because they speak about it.
Yeah.
And then they win it. Right,
and he's still not getting the respect.
And he's still not getting it. He didn't win the MVP. Then he goes and he's a motivated dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how he does.
He's a Missouri guy. You know?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Chaminade, baby.
Chaminade. Actually, his senior year, Blue Spring South won state.
Just saying.
They
did. Shout out
Kevin Purrier.
Kevin Purrier, baby.
Yeah, let's go. Coach Jimmy Kane.
Jimmy Kane.
Let's go.
And that was a big year for Blue Spring South because I believe that same year.
Yeah, the same calendar year.
The football,
2015, we won football
team,
and basketball.
Football
state.
team went undefeated.
Yeah.
Didn't have to beat Chaminade, but beat some of those St. Louis teams
CBC
that were supposed to be better. CBC,
Kirkwood, and
CBC had all those D1 players.
Yeah, yes they did.
They fucking
not today.
They came out. They came out of there with a fucking L.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Oh,
10 years ago now.
Oh my god,
coming up on it next year. It's 9
Crazy.
years ago, but. 2015 was a good year for Blue Springs South. We would have had to have faced Park Hill South in the state championship, who beat Chaminade.
Chaminade, yeah, beat Jayson Tatum. Yes, shout out Jason Klein.
Yes, there you go. But yeah, so like, yeah, by proxy, we defeated Jayson Tatum. No, I'm just kidding. But it's
so basically ipso facto.
I'm your boss.
I'm your boss.
No, I mean, I've grown to appreciate him a great deal because of that documentary. He's definitely, again, I still wouldn't call him one of my favorite players in the league, and I'm not actively rooting for the Celtics by any means, but I won't be as disappointed to see them succeed, which is important to me because last year I was a little annoyed that they won.
Well, they've won a lot.
I mean,
that's part of it.
Historically.
Yeah,
yes.
Boston.
And it's Boston. I'm not a huge fan of the city Boston.
Yeah.
Sorry to the Boston prideful. Boston's a cool city.
I've heard some things.
But yeah.
Heard some things.
Aesthetically, a fascinating place.
Aesthetically.
Yeah. But
I don't know that they're huge on diversity.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
Just what I hear.
It's just what I hear.
It's
just what I hear.
I'm not, I'm
I'm
not on the front lines
I'm not
of
from
that.
there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't pull over and pack the car, you know?
Yeah. But yes, I'm with you 100%. I won't be as disappointed if they win. And again, Tatum, I'm going to root for him.
But like opening night, they face the Knicks.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for the Knicks.
Me
I like
too.
the Knicks.
Me too.
You know, I don't think they'll win, but I like the team they're building there, and I think it's better for and like that's.
I mean, the Knicks have suffered too.
They're historically not good.
Yeah, the New York fan base, they've suffered.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Spike Lee. I don't know if he's gonna.
I hope he sees them win another.
I hope he does too.
Because what's it been?
I don't know.
40 years?
Because they lived through Jordan, arguably the GOAT.
And that was their last good era. Is when Jordan
with Patrick
was in the league.
Ewing, yeah, and those guys.
They tried with Melo, didn't succeed.
I know, and I love Melo.
I love Melo too,
dude.
But that I think it's good for the game if the New York Knicks are good. You know what I'm saying? I think it's good
is.
For the
I mean,
league.
it's like any other sport. The big markets like baseball, basketball. I mean, and football to a certain extent, but especially
football's found the fucking cheat code. It's going to be good no matter what.
They're going to have viewership no matter what. Yeah.
Like Kansas City has been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. Yeah. We're in Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah. So,
how about
that? How about that? We're undefeated. Also, by the way, last undefeated team.
That's right.
Shout out Minnesota.
6-0. 6-0, baby.
6-0. But so like Tatum grew on me like crazy. One guy that I knew I loved, that I continue to love, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I knew coming in. Same.
Yeah,
same.
Jimmy, dog.
And
we were talking about that.
Playoff Jimmy.
Dog. Yeah, he's the fucking.
He's cold blooded, man.
He is, and I love how good they all were portrayed, at least as fathers. They were all really active parents, which I appreciated.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah,
that's very, very cool.
They captured in how in their own ways they were involved in their kids' lives.
Yeah,
and it came across super genuine. It really 100%. Did. Like, not put on.
Not one bit.
And no matter the household they came from, you could just tell there was love. Mm-hmm. There was love from somebody. They had 100%. Some sort of structure. They had, if it was both parents, great. But if it wasn't, they still had big support from one. It seems like they all had, well, for the most part, now that I'm thinking about it, a few weren't. But like the partners or spouses were big time supportive too.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, the only one who doesn't have a partner.
Well, and Tatum's wasn't on.
That's true.
Unless I missed it.
I kind of like his family unit was very, very active though. Like,
that's what I'm saying. There was a lot of love.
Yeah,
love everywhere. You know, but Butler was one that like you knew coming in. Like for me, I loved Jimmy Butler. I knew I loved Jimmy Butler before it, and it just did nothing but be like, yeah, I know what the fuck.
Right.
I was right with this
Yeah.
guy. And he's just so funny, dude.
Oh, dude, I love that guy.
His personality's
Well, and it's so cool to like get in, like he's fucking around on media day and stuff. It's like
it gets in the emo character and shit.
But I love the way he was like, that's not a character. That's how I felt that day. That's what I wanted to do. Like that's I don't get to express myself like that because I play on an NBA court a lot. Like I like to do he's working on a country music album.
Yes.
He was in the Fall Out Boy music video. He did his emo character there and stuff.
I mean, he's himself.
Oh yeah, unabashedly. Yeah. He is, and I really really love that about him. He's definitely one of my favorites. I will say that without a doubt in the league right now. But and that was again going back to him and Ant specifically when it came to off the court stuff.
Yeah.
The way I don't want to say it humanizes them because obviously they're human, but it's not just headlines. I knew Anthony Edwards had a son, or had a child, I should say, not a son. It was a daughter.
Yeah.
I knew Anthony Edwards had a kid during last season. I knew Jimmy Butler's dad died last season.
Yeah.
And as soon as they started introducing his dad, and they were and he brought me up playing dominoes and stuff, I was like, oh no, I'm pretty sure his dad died last season.
Yeah, you knew.
I knew we were building up to that, and what a fucking gut punch that was, and the way he was like, I don't care about basketball right now.
Yeah,
there's nothing you could do to get me to care about basketball.
And
it's a good distraction.
How real is that?
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
yeah, and the way he was like, I fucking hate talking about this. By the way.
Right.
To the camera, I hate talking about it, but I agreed to do this fucking documentary.
Yeah.
And
he was true. He was true to his commitment, and he was going to address it.
That's cool, and so the resiliency and the way they all dealt with all the various stuff that was going on behind the scenes, like the episode where I forgot, I knew Bronny had a heart attack.
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
Yeah, I knew Bronny had a heart attack, and the way they dive into that, I was like,
oh, that's right.
What a fucking big year last year was in terms of just headlines and stories. Cause, and I never really put it in the context of we almost lost him.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, LeBron was like, we almost lost my son.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, I saw the headline that he had a heart attack and he's in the hospital now. Right. He's in stable condition. That's when you hear about it. But the fucking fear of a dad whose son just had a heart attack on the basketball court, can't even imagine.
Yeah, the realness behind that.
Yeah.
And on LeBron, I love him and Savannah, his wife.
Dude,
it's just so cool.
Far and away the most genuine part of him, by the way, his relationship with his wife.
So sincere.
Mm-hmm.
They are,
besties.
They are best friends, man. It's just really cool. She was there when he was a poor, a broke kid from Akron, Ohio, and I'm sure, even then had plenty of promise, but she's been there since day one.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever they're doing works really, really well. The kids, I love the daughter. They had the daughter was being interviewed.
Was it Zuri?
Zuri, yeah.
Or is that?
No,
that's Dwayne Wade's kid.
That is. I can't recall the daughter's name, but she was just all their kids, Bryce, Bronny.
I'm gonna get the name in just a second. I can't not do it.
You can just tell.
No, it's Zuri.
Is it Zuri? Okay.
Yeah. Does Dwayne Wade have a daughter with the same name? I'm gonna look into it.
Do it. Investigate.
Zaya.
Zaya's D Wade's.
Mm-hmm.
Just the family unit was important, and even more so, this is all I'm going to say about LeBron, because we have been going on this a little bit longer than I thought we would actually, but it was a reminder that there has likely never been the seismic expectations put on an athlete and them not only meet but exceed those expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even talking, sure, athletically, yes, he did that. He did that in basketball. The most hype, the most fanfare coming out of high school at 18 years old.
Yeah.
he was the king. He was anointed the king.
Next,
right? He was the next,
the chosen one.
Yes. And then he did it.
And they fucking did it. Yeah.
And not only did he do it on the court, but like he did everything right. Like the dude did everything right.
Model figure. Like,
so
there's
I have
probably no better role model for anybody alive than LeBron James.
I have nothing but respect for that
as
dude.
far as what we know, and what we know seems pretty fucking genuine. I like he's been too famous
for too fucking
long, and I mean I know that's but people have surprised us before. But
but for what we know right now,
now,
like
what a
dude,
fucking role model! Like what a guy!
I mean, and everything he's done on the court and off the court, and then I think the biggest thing for me was I liked Ant coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is Jeremy was over today watching football. Dick Stein,
guy who likes Tony Romo.
Dick Stein, Romo.
Yeah,
he loves Romo.
Yeah,
so he doesn't know shit.
Yeah,
he might listen to this at some point. I hope he does. But we were talking about starting five, and he's watched it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I was trying to think like, all right, do I like Ant coming off of this documentary because I liked him? I already liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, was my mind made up? And
did he win Jeremy over?
No, he liked him. So I thought maybe I was like, I like him, and I'm going to put blinders on. I'm going to like him no matter what.
Right.
Jeremy liked him going into the documentary and did not like him after it.
That's funny.
So that made me feel like, okay, then I feel okay about liking him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We all have that friend.
No, it's not, it's
I know,
really,
but
right?
like, we do.
It's not even really about like whether he liked him or not, but it was more like, okay, I think I did come into it. You know, I mean, I took away like I watched the thing and I enjoyed him. You know, like I thought he was. You know, Jeremy talked about like, well, he's so mature, and we didn't get into a debate about it because we were watching football when we were doing this. But yeah, he's immature.
Yeah, he's mature.
Like I had my first kid when I was 22.
Yeah,
I was immature.
Yeah,
you know, and I think if anything, it just made me relate to him a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I wasn't a millionaire, but you know, he's just a young kid figuring out life, having a family on the fly, but he's committed to doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and I loved his commitment to his daughter.
Yeah. And
going, you know what? Because there were a few times he talked and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because there's naivety there. You know, he was
100%.
naive. I mean, he was young. But once his daughter was born and like just the way he handled it, I don't know. I loved it. I just thought it was like, you know what? You can be immature. And it's not even immaturity. It's you can be young.
Yeah.
And you could have these circumstances in which you find yourself, but is your heart in the right place?
Right. Feels like it is there.
100%.
Yeah.
I think the dude, and
well,
plus
in those last couple episodes, whenever, you know, she was like, his daughter was born months earlier, you know, and she's like, that's his best friend. You know, like they have their own little language. It feels like and stuff like that's adorable.
So fucking
you know? Like,
great.
I mean, like that's I'm assuming a parent-child relationship. You know, but like it's just it was really really cool.
Yeah, because
that.
I mean, if we're being honest, like there's a world that we live in that would not be the case.
Yeah,
right. I mean,
a lot of absent. Parents.
Yeah, if he was a dick.
Yeah,
or just you know what I'm saying.
But,
like,
a lot of professional athletes,
right.
Like that's,
it's all walks of life.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's in it, and so outside of that though, he's a fucking baller.
He's a
dog.
Like
so that's the family.
Yeah.
You know, that's the family part. So I was encouraged by like, all right, I think he's a good kid. He's figuring it out.
Oh yeah, part of the thing that makes him likable is that he's such an asshole on the court,
and he's an honest asshole.
Yeah,
right. There's something different about that kid, and I think it's something that I appreciate with basketball players. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They talk shit.
Yeah,
and they all get their turn.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to get a turn. You're going to get got.
Yep.
And he was really he ate his humble pie. You know, when he called out Kyrie.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts, one of the most endearing parts of that was like, when he was like, I wish I wouldn't have done
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
He owned that shit.
Yeah, he was like, I probably shouldn't have done that.
And that tells you he's a young guy that
recognizes mistakes and learns from them.
But also is just uber confident in himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I think like everybody in the league, I bet if you talk to all the players in the league, they don't dislike that dude.
No.
He's having fun. He's talking shit.
Yeah.
It's
even
all
Kyrie
the same.
just wanted to show him.
Yeah.
It felt
Which,
like,
by the way, I mean, are we reminded how good Kyrie is?
God damn. Anthony Edwards, who is 22, couldn't keep up with him.
He's
like
Kyrie's
stamina-wise.
Kyrie's maybe 101. He's so skilled.
He couldn't guard him.
Well, he's such a strong two-way player.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's going hard on offense and defense.
Well, and so was Ant though. Like that was
no,
what
I'm
they
saying
were building.
Ant.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ant ran out of gas. To your point, before Kyrie did.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's he
definitely
ran out of
fair.
gas.
Well, and that speaks to how much Kyrie was keeping him on his fucking toes.
I know.
You know, and like there came a point where he was like, "I need you to guard Kyrie. I can't."
No, I know, and I love
Yeah.
that. Well, I love that he said it.
Yeah, you know, he's honest about it. He's like, I can't keep up with him.
I'm fucking tired.
I'm tired. Yeah, like it's and that is a level of honesty, and you know, like there's a dedication to winning there above yourself, which is really really cool. You know, like you don't feel the need to prove it. Like you're not like,
no,
I'm in this moment. I'm the one who said this thing. I have to guard him. He goes, you know what's best for my fucking team right now? If I eat my fucking words. And that's cool.
You know who sees that is his teammates.
Yeah.
Right? And so if in that moment he's willing to be like, no, I mean, this ain't it for us.
Yeah.
You got to respect that, you know?
Yeah, and like when he's on, cockiest asshole alive.
Yeah.
You know? Give me the fucking ball.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, they cannot fuck with me. Get me the goddamn ball.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think there's even a point when he tells his teammates he's their best player. Like, and nobody, and like, I feel like nobody can deny it. Like, they're all just kind of like.
Well, and I don't think anybody was offended by it.
No, I don't think so either. You know,
like,
but like,
yeah, you're
and
right.
that speaks
You're right.
to the, like, when he's on, he is undoubtedly the best, one of the best players in the league at this point.
And he's
which is insane.
23 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So
like, definitely. I already liked him a lot, but I like him a lot more after.
I do too. I see the MJ comparisons just in terms of like the way he plays, the way he attacks the rim, the way he plays offense and defense well. Yeah, I'm gonna be big on Ant.
Last guy we haven't talked about at all, Sabonis.
Sabonis, yeah.
Hopefully he gets his All-Star this year.
Yeah, he got fucked on
He
that.
did.
His
Fifth
wife,
in MVP voting.
Wife did not like it. Shoshana did not like that
No,
shit.
she did not. Rightfully so either.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
She's going hard for her
protected from
guy.
man.
I know.
I respect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I struggle with her a little bit.
Yeah.
I really like. I learned a lot about that guy because I didn't know a lot about him. Like I knew Tatum, I heard Ant.
Yeah,
you know, I heard all those guys. Sabonis kid, he's fucking legit.
Yeah, no,
we're talking triple doubles,
underrated dog,
big time.
Yeah, like I know I'm throwing that word around, but I'm only throwing around where it's needed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and I have like a place in my heart for the Kings. You know, they started in Kansas City. They, you know,
rich history here.
History here, and then I loved Jason Williams. I loved Chris Webber.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Love that fucking franchise, and they've got some big time talent out there.
Yeah.
So watching that, I think that was the point too. Is it gets me excited to watch this season.
I'm very ready. I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
I mean, starting five was a great series. Definitely one of my favorite seasons of TV this year. But I think with that we can move on to divisional dons.
Are you sure? Because I mean, I don't think we've talked enough about starting five.
No, you don't think so? 45 minutes, Steve.
Oh,
we did it quite enough.
My bad, everybody.
Yeah, no, we're good. I mean,
right,
we only
go.
talked about it for 35. We did a 10-minute intro.
Well, the intro comes back up.
Yeah.
We're bringing up the intro again.
Bringing up the intro.
There he goes.
Blaming me.
Here he goes, the fucking kid.
Divisional dons.
Divisional dons. Let's
Divisional
go.
dons. We've got 4 divisions left. 4 divisions. We've
Let's
got the
go.
AFC North.
I'm so prepared.
We've got the AFC South, the NFC South,
And I'm ready.
and the NFC
West. We're ready.
Let's do this.
Ready.
I'm going to get the random number
Yeah,
generator
ready.
pulled up.
Let's go.
We are going to assign.
Let's get it.
They're numbered in the order that I said them.
Okay.
1 through 4. That brings us to the NFC South.
NFC South. Shit. Okay. So we got the Saints,
The Falcons,
the Falcons, the
Panthers,
Bucks, and the
Bucks.
Panthers.
Yes, yes.
Oh
Oof.
man, this is a division because I have been trying to think more. Because I mean,
Ahead of time, it's a little easier.
it is, but I do like the spontaneity of it. But we've both thought of players well after we've had.
We
this
will be
conversation.
revisiting this at the
Yeah.
end. Whenever we get to the last one, kind of be like,
I
all
like
right,
that.
and some corrections.
I'm glad we're going to do that.
And I'm maybe we set a cap on that, how many we can do, like what your priority is, so that we're not just willy nilly changing shit.
Right.
Gives the
good
segment
idea.
some weight still. But yeah, we've got 4 left. I've looked into all 4 of those divisions and not decided, but I've got options, and I feel good about those options.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was
I
something
like
I tried
that.
to keep myself from, was hardcore settling on anybody. But
No, I
yeah.
dig that idea. This is a division though that like I guess I've thought less about than other divisions.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not a sexy division. It's just not.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start. Let's start with maybe what will be the hardest. I don't know. Where's your gut take you there? Tampa Bay?
I could probably fuck with Tampa Bay.
Let's do Tampa Bay.
I think
Let's start with Tampa Bay.
I know who my favorite for Tampa Bay. I think my hardest is going to be the Panthers.
See, not for me.
Yeah, I know why that will be. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, none of them are going to be easy. I feel good about where I can go with the Bucks and the Saints.
All right. Well, then we'll start with the Bucks. We'll finish with the Saints. They are the historically best franchise, I feel like, in that division.
But yeah,
So like, or consistently good, I should say. But let's start with the Bucks.
Okay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
the Buccaneers.
Pretty storied franchise. They need to return to their old aesthetics. Bad.
Yeah, the
creamsicle and
yeah,
the
buddy.
straight up swashbuckler that was actually there.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the coolest, probably the coolest NFL logo of all time.
I think part of why they got away from that is they were so bad for so long.
It's true.
But like with that aesthetic,
Yeah. We need to return.
oh, it's so good looking.
It's so good looking. It's beautiful. Instant one that comes to mind for me, defensive player Rondé Barber. When I was growing up, I really liked Rondé Barber.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
So he
definitely
was a defensive back.
Defensive
Brother was
back.
Tiki. The
Tiki,
play. He
yep,
was a
for the
running back
Giants.
for the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rondé Barber's there. For me, I mean John Lynch, who is now the GM, I think president and GM of the San Francisco 49ers. John
Mhm.
Lynch. He was kind of like an old, like, I would put him not like in a Ronnie Lott, because Ronnie Lott's like old school safety, but John Lynch was like, you know,
The next era.
the next era. Yeah, I mean, he like maybe right around Troy Polamalu, maybe a little before him, but yeah, Lynch could really lay it. Mike Allstott was like the great white running back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like dude that just should be a fullback, but was their running
Right.
back? Was
He
their
a
featured?
Peyton Hillis-esque.
Yeah, esque for sure.
Yeah.
Simeon Rice, you familiar with that
Simeon
name?
Rice. Yeah.
Yeah, he could play a little.
Man,
Have you ever heard of Tom Brady?
Ooh.
Did you know he played there?
7th round pick out of Michigan?
He was.
That's right.
Played most of his career with, on a different
New
team.
England,
New
right?
England, yeah.
That's right,
New
that's
England.
right, I
Those
forgot.
those Bostonians.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck
I hate
him.
that motherfucker.
Fuck him, Scott Smith Peter.
No,
Sorry, Scott loves.
Sorry, Scott.
Sorry, Scott
You don't
loves
have to do that.
Tom.
But yeah, no, I mean, couple offensive guys. Cadillac Williams. Oh, loved Cadillac.
Cadillac, Auburn.
Auburn.
He was an Auburn
yes,
guy.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
I love that his name. I mean, I'm sure I could think of his name, but he was always Cadillac.
He was always Cadillac. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think I could tell you his first
always
name.
Cadillac Williams.
Yeah, that's Cadillac. I mean, like it was even printed on his his card, like his NFL card. His first name wasn't on it; it was Cadillac Williams.
That's
which
fucking
is so
outstanding.
Fucking cool.
Yeah,
It's probably in one of the tubs that has all the fucking cards in it somewhere.
yeah, I'm sure.
But I mean, if I'm going like there was a special era of Bucks wide receivers. That's still going for one of them.
Yeah.
Vincent Jackson, I really like.
I was going to ask if you recalled Vincent Jackson.
I loved Vincent Jackson.
He was good. He was good.
Reliable fantasy wide receiver there for a really long time with them and San Diego when he was there. But
yeah. I mean, I agree. There was a Hardy Nickerson. I don't know if you remember him. He was a linebacker. That was probably that's probably right. That was probably 90s, probably before you were born.
How about LeGarrette Blount?
Yeah, he played some there.
Mm-hmm. I'm a really big fan of their longtime linebacker now, Levante David. Been there his whole career since 2012. I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, work done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Florida State guy.
Yeah.
But Levante David, agreed.
I do unfortunately know who mine is, like no doubt. It's not unfortunate. It's I don't know why I said it like that, but like we're spending all this time.
Let's go.
Mike Evans.
Okay.
Mike Evans is my favorite Buck of all time.
What's not to like about the guy?
Dude is a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Probably, and I know he gets his respect. You know?
But man, I don't think people realize exactly what he's done.
What is it? How many consecutive 1,000-yard seasons has this guy had?
10, right?
10?
Is it 10?
11 now?
Yeah.
Or it's going to be, he's on the pace for 11 now?
And that's with, keep in mind, Tom Brady was his quarterback
one or 2
fucking
years.
season.
2 years, I think.
2?
2 seasons. It was with Jameis.
Who I love, by the way.
Baker Mayfield.
Who is killing it this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan?
Who was before that, though?
Who knows, buddy?
God damn. I feel like they were turning quarterbacks over like crazy in Tampa Bay there for a while.
They were, because none of them are listed on this list I'm looking at. Trent Dilfer was there, but that was before Mike Evans was there.
Right.
I think.
I love the wiki. The wiki always always comes through. Let's see. List of Tampa Bay quarterbacks. Josh Freeman. That's right.
Oh.
That motherfucker.
Grandview. He went to Grandview.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Like Grandview here.
Grandview right over the down
and
the
then
road.
he was a K-State quarterback.
Okay.
He
Byron Leftwich, baby. Byron Leftwich comes up again. He never threw to Mike Evans. Josh McCown, Mike Glennon. You remember Mike
Glennon, of course.
And then it was Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tom Brady for 3 seasons, actually.
Was it?
And Jameis Winston was there for 5.
I knew Winston was there for a while.
Yeah.
And he won a lot there.
Yeah, he won plenty. But yeah, no, I mean, I have no doubt my favorite Buck of all time is Mike Evans.
I dig that. This one we didn't even mention. It's worth mentioning. Warren Sapp.
I thought that might be yours. That's why I didn't mention it.
It's not.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not, but I do. He was right there. He was right there. Mine is a guy played linebacker. We're going back to the defensive side. His name's Derek Brooks.
Ooh, yeah.
We're talking about a fucking all-time linebacker. I don't even know how many years he played in the league. He played, oh my gosh, 14 years.
Yeah.
All-time linebacker.
Yeah.
So he was on their team when they actually won. There was a year that, have you ever heard of the defense, the Tampa 2?
Yeah.
Okay. That was, I'm trying to remember the defensive coordinator that made that famous, but that defense kind of led their team to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And they had a dude named Brad Johnson as the quarterback.
Brad Johnson, yeah.
Which was just kind of a guy.
Yeah, I mean, his name's Brad Johnson. Sounds like a guy.
Just a guy.
Yeah.
Their defense was just so good that they, I mean.
It's like the Baltimore Ravens in 2000.
Similar, very similar with Trent Dilfer, by the way.
Yes, there you go.
And so he was the linebacker there. And
Gotcha.
Warren Sapp was a big part of that defense.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Rondé Barber was a big part of that one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, but all right, so.
Derek Brooks
and Mike Evans for the
Yeah,
Bucs.
yeah.
Let's go to the Panthers. That'll be the easiest one for me.
Ray Caruth.
Ray Caruth.
I'm sorry.
Mike Tolbert.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Do you know Ray Caruth, though?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what?
I don't know what he did. I'm assuming he did something.
He did something really bad. We'll edit this out.
Yeah.
Or people will just Google
Redacted.
Ray Caruth. Ray Caruth is not
your favorite.
Not my favorite.
Not your favorite.
I'm just kind of.
I'm not thinking of a guy named. This is fucking hysterical. I'm thinking of the legendary baseball player Rod Carew,
which is an amazing player.
baseball player.
Yeah.
Similar name, not the same guy. I was like, when you said Ray Caruth, and then you were like, do you know him? And I was like, yeah. And then you were like, oh, he's a bad guy. I'm like, oh, I must not know him because that would probably be what I know him for. So I was racing my mind trying to find out what I was thinking of. It was Rod Carew. But Luke Kuechly up there. I like Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers, baby. I like Julius Peppers a long time. Jonathan Stewart. Steve Smith.
I know that.
Oh,
I thought
Steve
I
Smith,
thought of
baby.
him. That might be my guy.
I
Christian
like Steve
McCaffrey
Smith.
played there. You heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking guy.
He's fine.
Jonathan
good.
Stewart.
Jonathan Stewart, yeah.
Sam Mills.
Sure. No doubt.
If I want to be old.
Sam Darnold. Baker
right.
Mayfield.
Andy Dalton. D'Angelo Williams. Remember that dude?
Oh, fuck yeah. His
Yeah.
pink braids and stuff.
Yes,
I
he
love me
did.
some D'Angelo Williams. That running back set with D'Angelo Williams and Mike Tolbert was fucking cold.
Yeah, Mike Tolbert.
Yeah, baby.
All right. I'm kind of looking.
My favorite's Cam Newton. I'll tell you that right now. I love Cam Newton.
Really? Cam Newton? I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Kidding. I knew exactly where you're going with that.
It was always going to be Cam.
It was always
going to
be Cam.
Was absolutely my favorite quarterback in the league until Patrick Mahomes entered the league. You know, that was kind of how it went.
You loved Cam.
I did.
And still do.
Yeah, 100%. I think he is. Had he remained healthy, he would be considered one of the.
Well, I mean, he had
best.
an MVP season. They went like 15-1 one year, right? Dude, this is hard. I'm not going to talk myself all over the place like I did with Daryl Moose Johnston and Michael Irvin for the Cowboys. I'm going to be straightforward with this one. We're going to go Greg Olsen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go tight end Greg Olsen.
That's a good choice. I'd actually completely forgotten.
Who's had a great career post
far
football.
better. I mean, I know it's still early days for him, but I don't think Tom Brady was worth losing his job.
Yeah, he lost his job to Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to Tom Brady for 3 hours tonight.
Yeah.
He's
getting better.
He is getting better. He's trying.
He's trying.
He's a pro.
Yeah. He's good at the game. He knows the game. He knows ball. 7th round pick out of Michigan, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah.
My goodness, I had no idea.
Yeah, I know.
Did he win any Super Bowls?
Couple.
Oh my word.
1 or 2, I think.
Well, and
Maybe
he's a beautiful man.
Something like that.
Jeremy felt uncomfortable when I was like, because his voice is kind of annoying.
It is. I don't like his voice.
Dick Stein was like, God, we got to listen to his voice. And I agree. I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. I said, but
I'd rather look at his face.
But look, he's a good looking dude. And he was kind of like, well, I don't know. Like, what do
you mean? I don't know.
I'm like, what do you
mean?
What are you fucking? Yeah,
he's a good guy.
He's a good looking guy. He's objectively a good looking man.
He's a good looking man.
All right. That's as much as I'm going to give Tom Brady.
Yeah. Good looking guy.
He can
sucked at football.
He can fuck. Yeah, he can fuck off. Otherwise,
that guy can fuck.
Yeah.
That's one of my.
Yeah.
That's one of the things the Bear gave me that I need to start implementing. That guy can go fuck.
That guy can go fuck.
That's it. They just say that guy can go fuck.
Just let him go fuck.
He can go fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to start implementing.
Not necessarily
that a little bit more in my
himself.
vocabulary. No.
Or off.
Just go fuck.
Just go fuck.
Go fuck.
Yeah.
Fill
in the blank, guy.
Yeah. Exactly. But
pal,
Tom Brady can go fuck. But yeah, Cam Newton and Greg Olsen. Feels good for the Panthers.
I dig it.
Let's go Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in this one.
I know who pops to mind, but I feel like I want to look up. I just want to see maybe who I'm forgetting. I know Julio Jones was a really good receiver.
Jones, Roddy White on the other side of him. For a long time.
Roddy White was a bad boy, dude.
Tony Gonzalez.
Jamal Anderson.
Yeah.
Dion.
Todd Gurley.
That's where he started his. Did he finish?
I think he was the Rams, and then he went to the Falcons.
Okay, is that how that went?
If I recall correctly. Matt Ryan.
Matty Ice.
He was good, man.
He was good.
I'm struggling to recall.
Jamal Anderson was a really good running back before your time.
Yeah, what about defensive players from Atlanta historically? I feel like I'm blanking, but there should be some.
There should be, but who would they be, I wonder?
I mean, I know who probably my favorite defensive player for Atlanta all time is. Went to the MIZZOU, baby. Sean Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. Spoon.
Yeah, Spoon, baby.
Yes, that
Loved me
might
some
be
Sean Witherspoon.
that might be my guy.
I mean, he was undoubtedly one of my favorite linebackers in the league for as long as he was in the league. He was very consistent, and he was so fucking good. Didn't they end up getting another Mizzou guy that played alongside him? Like at D end or D tackle?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't ring a bell to me. I'm over here cheating, looking at fucking players. There's a lot of guys on this list that I don't even know who the fuck they are.
William Moore.
Billy.
Safety.
Bill.
Billy Moore.
Bill Moore.
He was a safety who went to Mizzou and was chosen by the Falcons in the 2009 NFL draft.
I'll be damned.
Which is actually, Sean Witherspoon joined him in Atlanta, not the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's...
So are we going Moore?
Willie Moe. Willie Moe is what he was like known as. I was like, there was something he was called, Willie Moe.
Willie Moe from Como.
From Como. No, my favorite Atlanta Falcon of all time is Mike Vick.
Same.
Yeah. Comfortable double up there?
Yeah, Mike Vick.
Fucking nasty.
Yeah.
God damn, was he good.
And I know we talked about him previous
For
episodes
Philly.
in terms of
Yeah.
Philly.
Yeah.
Was he your guy on Philly?
No, we ended up both going Jason Kelsey. We actually doubled
we
up on
did,
Philly,
yeah.
and we're doubling
look
up on
at that.
Atlanta.
This was the birth of Mike Vick too. I mean, he
Yes,
went
it
from
was.
Va Tech, Virginia, for those that Virginia Tech, to Atlanta, and he was. I remember.
The fake slide, the pop-up slide.
That's one thing.
God
But
damn.
they at the time, I was a big Brett Favre fan. I know we've covered it. I know he's a piece of shit now, but I was a fan of him then. And he went into Lambeau in a playoff, snow, and beat Brett Favre.
That's
and
fucking
the
nasty.
Packers. Yeah,
That's fucking
I remember
nasty.
watching it and being like, "What is happening right
That
now?"
dude was a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's a stud. His
Yeah.
arm talent was nuts too. Lefty, and just
Something
there's
sexy-
something about those lefties.
Something sexy about a lefty
Yes,
quarterback.
because they kind of just flick. I mean, their arm.
They don't throw the
their
same
arm
way.
movement. No, they don't.
It's weird.
And I just remember it was just kind of a flick of the wrist with everything, and everything just
And it went
popped.
fucking 60
Yes.
yards.
Yeah, he was a fucking stud.
He could throw it over the mountains over there.
I mean, when he was in high school, he could sling a pigskin a quarter mile.
Yeah.
I mean,
That happened.
Yeah.
I was
He
there.
could outrun Jeremy Dickstein in a 40-yard dash.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. Even in Dickstein's
Beat him by
prime.
half a step.
Were you
Quarter step.
Were you in that conversation today about whether Dickstein
sub
could
5?
sub 540?
Yeah.
Fucking
I gave it to him.
you did. There's no way he runs a sub 540. He's
I don't think
47 years old. He weighs 230 pounds. A good 230. I mean, he cares. He
cares well.
lifts. He throws he bangs the weights. You know,
He tosses iron.
he rattles the weights around.
Yeah.
No way he's running a sub 540. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean,
Here's
probably
why.
not.
Because say he was decent speed when he was in his prime. We'll call that 19 to 20.
Probably running a 4.9.
I
If
give him
that.
tops 4.7.
Yeah.
So you expect me to believe that 27 years later, you can somehow fucking be in the neighborhood of your best time ever?
I doubt. Yeah. I doubt.
Right. All
I
right.
doubt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I digress.
No, but Mike Vick definitely.
Mike
could beat
Vick,
him in
but
a
back to
40.
Mike Vick.
Yeah,
He
he could
could-
definitely beat him in a 40.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely one of the GOATs. Yeah, there's no doubt. Mike Vick had to be my Atlanta pick.
I dig it.
Yeah. We're going to top it off with the Saints here. I don't really know where I'm going here.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got two that I'm kind of
Actually,
stuck
the
on.
least confident I am in this division.
really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, Drew Brees.
Of
he was
course.
so good for such a long time, and he's clearly very important to New Orleans. He just got inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame last
which
week.
was cool.
On Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
And that whole
And they
ceremony
were-
where they did the 1, 2, win again, and like you did it with the stadium, and it was really, really cool.
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool as fuck. I mean,
because that was right after the hurricane.
Mhm.
I mean, that
Katrina,
city was
yeah.
the city was reeling, and they needed
them a
something.
chip.
I mean, Willie Rofe, who finished his career in Kansas City, is one of the greatest linemen of all times. But Marquise Colston, I just loved watching.
I
him
loved
play,
Marquise
honestly.
Colston. Kind of
Archie Manning.
Archie Manning, throwing it back a bit, just a bit though.
Just a little bit. Jimmy Graham was a pretty good tight end for a while
was
there.
Good for a long time. Yeah. Look at that. I'd forgotten about Jimmy Graham.
I'm kind of hovering with a few. I mean, Reggie Bush was an electric USC running back. I mean, he never actually. I feel like he never. I don't know. I don't know how good he. I don't recall how good he was as a pro. But Reggie Bush. Did we find one for you?
I've forgotten.
Yeah, Reggie Bush.
I loved Reggie Bush.
Ricky Williams was drafted.
Ricky Williams was also New Orleans. I loved Reggie Bush, though.
Did I find yours?
You probably did.
I found yours.
You probably did, because I was struggling. Drew Brees didn't feel right. Marquise Colston didn't feel right.
What about Mike Thomas?
I like Mike Thomas. I did, but not as much as I liked Reggie Bush. I think back to, the way I felt watching football when I was younger.
Yeah.
And seeing the black and gold 25 jersey. It's pretty fucking, seeing him run around.
Dude, he was a badass.
Yeah, he was never as good as he was at USC, but, he was fucking good.
Yeah, he might. He might be. You know how we love our top fives around here. He might be a top 5 running back in college football history.
Probably.
He was fucking
insane.
Unstoppable, dude.
He deserves that Heisman back now, by the way.
And with that, I'm going to go with Leroy Glover. No. Yeah, he does deserve the Heisman back. Now that we're doing all that. Cam Jordan.
Oh, I like Cam
Been there
Jordan.
a long time.
Yeah, I like Cam Jordan. Christian Boyd.
My boy. Shout out Christian Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rookie for the Saints now that I grew up playing with, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
I think I would have to go Reggie Bush, though. Now that he popped to mind, was there a Sharper? Desmond Sharp? Was that a guy?
There may have been a Darren Sharper, but
Sharper?
I don't see him. I saw him, I remember Darren Sharper being... No, he did.
He was a Saint, right?
Yeah, he was. He's not listed in this wonderful list I'm looking at.
Well, I'm trying to remember defensive guys because I don't remember a lot of them.
I think Sharper was around when they were, paying guys to hurt other people.
Yeah, like Vilma.
Yeah. Oh.
Was that your favorite?
Actually. I'm a U guy.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
And the University of Miami.
Yeah, sure.
And Vilma's.
He did go to the U.
Yeah, he did. So Vilma, linebacker, another linebacker. Here I come.
Love a good linebacker, though.
Jonathan Vilma, and I'm pretty close with. It was either him or Tyrann Mathieu.
Mm-hmm.
And
Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah.
I think I'm going to save Tyrann Mathieu for another team.
Ooh, that's a tough one to hold back on.
Teaser. Well, he played for the Arizona Cardinals. Oh.
Yeah,
right.
I'm like, there's
one
guy on the Arizona Cardinals who was obviously the greatest Cardinal
and
of all time.
Houston Texans.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he took a stop with the Texans.
So not to give it away, but I think that,
probably going to save him for the Texans then.
Probably.
Yeah, because we still have the AFC South on the board. Okay, yeah. No, but yeah, I already spoiled that whenever we get to Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever teams Marshawn Lynch play for, I'm going to pick Marshawn Lynch. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? That's just what I'm going to do.
Right.
But that does conclude Divisional Dons this week, and we can head into Draft Day. Ready for Draft Day?
Man, I'm as ready as I'm going to get.
Let's fucking do this thing. So, Draft Day, the way this is going to work is we're going to flip a coin, decide who goes first, and then from there we're just going to go back and forth. We are going to fill out a top 5. We're not doing a snake because a snake with 2 people is fucking pointless.
Yeah, it's stupid. So just to reiterate, this is we're being inspired by starting 5. So
yes,
we are doing our starting 5.
We are. You would be flooring this team. You'd be putting them out there.
Yep.
Letting them
this
do
is who
their
you're
thing.
trotting out there.
It's not just like if you draft 5 players. You should try to compose a roster.
Yeah, I think we're trying to look. We could have stretch.
Yeah, you can have a stretch 5.
Yeah.
And you could play with positions a bit.
Right.
If you feel like LeBron James commands an offense better than anybody you've ever seen, you can throw him at 1. Fuck it, I don't care.
Okay, he could run the point if I want.
He can run the point if you want. You just need to plug them in 1 through 5. You don't have to go in that order. You can pick any position at any time.
Right.
And it's all time. Any player ever.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. I'm going to flip my phone. Screen side, you go first. Backside, I go first.
Yep.
All right? Ready?
Yep.
It's
going.
You. It's you. So with the first pick overall in the inaugural Robertson draft day,
I'm taking arguably the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
I like that.
I bet
Where are you
do.
going to plug him in?
I'm put him at the 2.
Put him at the 2. That's where I was already typing him in.
Yeah.
Just saying.
MJ at the 2.
Well, that makes my choice easy. LeBron James at the 3. There's no doubt there. Now, why would you pick Michael Jordan before LeBron? What made you choose that there?
We talked earlier. I guess the simplest way I can explain my GOAT debate is I need one guy to go out and win one game, or I die.
Yeah, right.
I'm going Michael Jordan.
I can't believe you there.
And we talked about like killers earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's the ultimate killer. He's a fucking killer. He's a dog. He's all that shit.
Yeah.
LeBron's had his moments. I just MJ, like there was just something about him.
He was different. He was different.
He was different. So,
and ushered in an era of basketball that we're arguably still living in.
Right.
Obviously, it's changed with Curry. I think Curry is the next. I mean,
yeah,
Jordan,
we want to get
Iverson,
into that.
Iverson to Curry is kind of how I. And like there was a little bit of a gap there where I think it's kind of there wasn't a really culturally. While we are shifting what basketball is between then.
I think Curry changed the game. I think Curry was the next big change, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was evident when I'd go watch 8th grade basketball and see kids chucking it from fucking 4 feet beyond the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I'm like, he's hurt the game.
Right.
Which he hasn't.
No.
But he's the impact Curry's made on the game.
You say Curry now.
Fucking huge. Yeah.
You throw trash out of trash can. You say Curry now. The kids say Curry.
Oh, they say Kobe still.
Nah, a lot of them say Curry.
Fuck those kids.
I don't know.
Fuck them kids.
I guess I'm not around a lot of kids. Maybe I'm lying.
Curry. So you're going. So
yeah, I'm going LeBron.
I'm going.
You made my choice easy. If I had gone first, I would have gone LeBron.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's a single like kind of the same argument you made.
Yeah.
If I'm building a team. All time, there's no better place to start. I don't think.
No, look. I knew if I would have taken LeBron, would you?
I would have gone Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like they were going to be the top 2. There was no doubt.
Right.
But yeah, so top 2, obviously Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Who are you taking with your second overall pick? Your third overall pick, your second pick.
I'm going to take Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, I was worried.
Because
he would have been my next.
He's the most dominant.
Yes, he is.
Force I've ever watched play basketball.
Speak.
Just almost unstoppable.
Ludicrously.
Yeah, just
beast mode.
Yeah, Shaq's my 5.
Yeah, it has to be
my 5. Yeah, you know what? I'm a pencil him in the center position.
Yeah, there you go. And by the way, if you do decide that you want to draft somebody else, you can move.
If I do?
Yeah. If you do decide.
You were so annoyed by that for a second.
No, it makes me giggle.
Like,
doo-doo gets me every time, except I didn't say doo-doo.
If you do decide.
If you do decide that you want to move somebody in the midst of this draft, that's fine too.
Fair enough.
Like if you were like, ooh, I thought of another shooting guard, I'd prefer MJ at the 1. That's fine.
Okay.
And I'm saying that for one guy specifically, who will probably be your next pick because he's not mine.
Okay.
And I'm actually going to take advantage of one of the things I threw out there earlier. I'm going to move LeBron to 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to put Kevin Durant at 3.
Kevin Durant's good.
I'm doing this in the spirit of building a squad. I
so
don't think he is the 4th greatest player of all time. I do, however, think that if there is any.
So you are putting LeBron James as a point guard.
He is my playmaker.
Interesting.
If you will.
That is very.
He's my 1. I didn't say he's my point guard. He's my 1.
Well, your 1 is a point guard.
You could say that. I don't. But
see, so this is shaping up different than I anticipated.
I don't have like. Here's the thing. You pick Shaquille O'Neal. There's a couple guys I can pick to counteract that.
I don't think you can.
That's my thing. That's why I went ahead and took Kevin Durant off the board.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
fair enough.
I need somebody who can do enough. And I feel like if you drop Kevin Durant in on any team ever, he makes the team better.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't like this.
I don't like this.
Right now I have MJ at the 2. And I'm gonna take Magic Johnson and put him at my 1.
Good move.
I got Magic Johnson as my starting point guard.
Yeah, I mean, there's few choices you could make better than that.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna sound like such a young fucking kid.
Go.
Given the team I have,
Okay.
LeBron James and Kevin Durant.
You got Curry at the 2.
I mean, Christ, right? Like, don't I
love it. Put him there because MJ locks him the fuck up.
That's fair.
Go ahead and put him there.
That's fair.
Put him there and let's fucking go.
All right. He's a dog. He's a dog. I'm going to go ahead.
What? Whoa! Wait. You're going to take Curry, right?
Well, I mean, like, all you've got left is your 3 and 4. I'm not in a rush to pick my 2. I'm gonna try my best to counteract Shaq, and I'm gonna pick Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Nothing wrong with that.
At my 5.
While you do that, I'm gonna slide MJ to the 3.
Yeah, and you're gonna take.
And I'm gonna take Kobe Bryant.
Oh, Kobe Bryant.
I'm gonna take Kobe Bryant at 2.
Okay.
So I got Magic, Kobe, MJ,
and Shaq.
It's
pretty nasty.
It is pretty nasty, but I mean, and who do you got?
LeBron, KD, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
God, yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, like, we're gonna have
that's pretty good.
10 of the best basketball players of all time.
Yeah, that's pretty
so
good.
It's all gonna be good. We both have the 4 open, so I have to fill the 4. And the person I'm gonna use to fill the 4 is. I know who you're gonna use to fill the 4, and it really hurts. I don't want to say goodbye to him, but 2 of my favorite players of all time are 4s, and I'm going with Tim Duncan.
Fuck!
Tim Duncan will be my 4. And I think that there's only one place to go from there, and you might surprise me. There might be a couple.
That was my 4.
Mm-hmm. Seeing that you still had the 4 open, and so did I could not let let it slide.
I get it. I appreciate your. I appreciate that. I'm going to take Wilt Chamberlain and slide him over to the 4. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm fucking around.
You're getting the height. It's your last pick.
It is my last pick.
Rounds out your starting 5.
I know, and I'm kind of going back and forth between 2 guys. And I might be forgetting somebody. That's what annoys me.
I'm very confident I know what 2 guys you're thinking between, and if you're not, I'll be surprised.
The thing I'm worried about is not thinking of more contemporary guys
And losing the modern audience.
No, and just like maybe there's a guy. Maybe there's a guy
there is
that
somebody that you're overlooking.
But so who do you think it's between?
Charles Barkley and Kevin Garnett.
You read my mind so well.
Yeah.
It is between those 2.
I mean, they're the
and since
Tim Duncan, Charles Barkley, and Kevin Garnett are the top 3 power forwards of all time.
Yeah. I hate to do it, but I'm taking Charles Barkley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, and I mean, like, you couldn't go wrong either way. I'm just saying that if we do this at a future date, I'm glad Kevin Garnett's still on the board.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking Barkley because
your team's oh my fucking god.
Well, they're all old too. Like, so if you are listening to this and you're young,
they're
I mean,
legends,
but I feel good about Magic, Kobe,
MJ, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal. Fuck.
But yours is strong too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like, they're just top to bottom, there's a certain.
So you still have
my 2
out there. And I took what I think is the best.
Two shooting guards of all time.
2 of all time.
Yeah.
So
it leaves me with Dwayne Wade, who I think is the 3rd best.
Which is
fucking
fucking outstanding.
Now the other option is Steph Curry. I think I can't go wrong there either. So
you choose. I think I know which way I'd go.
I think that we know LeBron and Wade are fucking nasty together.
True.
We know Curry and KD are fucking nasty together. And we know Curry, KD, and LeBron are fucking nasty together. So I am going to go Steph Curry.
I think you made the right choice there.
Yeah. I mean, it just had to be the case. And D-Wade could have helped on defense quite a bit, I will say.
Right.
But I feel like the offensive efficiency is just too
No,
much
I mean,
to pass up on.
that's a tough team. We're going to have a tough time beating you guys.
Yeah, we're going to have a tough time beating you guys. You got size on us. You do.
Well, I mean, KD's fucking 7 feet.
That's true.
Of course, he's
80
180 pounds.
Yeah.
LeBron is
Kobe,
6'10".
If there's anybody who's going to lock up Curry, Kobe's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, but we don't have an answer for LeBron. I will admit that.
No.
Especially with him at the point. Although Magic was a 6'10" fucking...
Magic,
he played center his rookie year.
Magic is the closest
thing
we
to
have
LeBron. So that's yeah.
Like they're relatively even matched. LeBron's just much more
and that's
explosive.
why honestly that's part of why I chose him when I picked him.
Yeah. No, I mean brilliant choice. And just because I'm young, the pick I'm the least confident in is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, even though I know he's objectively one of the greatest of all time.
Scott Smith-Peter is taking his hat off to you right now.
I take my hand off to you.
Yeah, or if he's Mike Tyson, he's taking his hand off.
Yeah. I take my hand off.
Take my hand off to you. Yeah. Kareem was, I mean, he's the all-time leading scorer until LeBron. So you have the two top scorers in NBA history, too.
The top 3-point shooter, probably the two best shooters of all time, Steph and KD.
And KD.
And then the greatest power forward of all time, Tim Duncan.
I think Charles has something to say about that. I think
I'm sure
Chuck,
he would if he'd won at all.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck would have won.
Chuck would have won.
Chuck's winning right now.
You got the guy who he lost to.
Yeah, I was really close to KG, and I was thinking KG because he had won a title.
I love that 3 of my top 5 favorite players of all time are still available for if we do this again.
Yeah, D-Wade,
Carmelo, KG, and Melo.
Yeah.
But
I love all, and that's what's funny is like I love all those guys.
They're actually probably my actual top 3 favorite basketball players of all time.
Right, and I mean Melo at a 3 is
can't really go wrong there.
How do you?
In
go
fact,
wrong?
them being 2, 3, 4 on a team would be fucking insane.
And really, I mean, MJ never played 3. I really cheated by putting MJ. At
no,
3,
but I mean,
right?
like that's your roster.
Yeah,
you get to decide that.
Yeah.
And he's guarding Kevin Durant. There's no better.
Yeah.
There's probably nobody who has a chance of locking up Kevin Durant better than Michael Jordan.
That's true. He'd be out like right in his mug.
Get in his head a little bit.
Trying to bully him a little bit.
KD would be like, I'm just trying to smoke weed and play video games.
KD's over here be like, I'm the Slim Reaper,
yeah,
bro.
I'm trying to smoke cigars and hit a fucking slot machine, but you don't see me talking about it on the court.
MJ's like, man, I'm over here trying to just like work off my gambling debts.
But yeah, that concludes the first edition of Draft Day.
That was good, though.
That was
I like
good.
That.
So one more time, my team was LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Solid, man.
And your team was?
Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, MJ, Barkley,
and Shaq. Yeah, damn, pretty evenly matched.
I think so.
Yeah, you know what? I'll throw a poll up on Twitter. You decide who won. Fuck it.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Vote on that shit.
Vote on that shit. But yeah, with that, we will conclude this episode of the Robertsons on the Penny Bloom podcast. And won't be our only episode today, by the way. The Penny Bloom Dispatch is making up for Friday being missed tomorrow. Very, very excited for that. Or tomorrow as of the day we're recording. Today as in the day it's getting put out.
Booyah.
Sorry to break the space-time continuum on you like that. But yeah, we also got an episode of The Penguin tonight, which I do have to watch. We're going to cover that on Death by Television. We've got Fulcrum, a Star Wars podcast going on. We're way ahead on that. That's the one thing we can kind of blitz, which is good. Yeah. We got Sentimentalists on Friday, and we are concluding our series of live commentaries on the Star Wars original trilogy with Return of the Jedi this Friday.
Yeah.
We've got a special bag of Halloween treats next Thursday on Halloween. We are dropping 5 episodes that day.
Oh, my goodness.
On 5 horror movies.
Content.
It's a goddamn machine over here on the Penny Bloom Dispatch. But yeah, with that, leave a 5-star rating review and download wherever you might be listening. Follow on Twitter at PennyBloomPod. And yes, I'm still calling it Twitter. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter. Fuck Elon.
Twitter. Fuck Elon.
Sorry.
Fuck Elon Musk. Tyler, the Creator's dropping an album soon, by the way.
Yeah.
Very excited.
So I hear.
Chromacopia. That's fucking awesome.
It is
going to
good.
talk about that on Dispatch tomorrow. But, or today, if you're listening. Fuck. Yeah, with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by my father, Justin Robertson. Thank you very much, Pop.
Thanks for having me. I love you.
I love you, too. And remember,
Let's do this again.
let's do it again.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
More divisional dons. More.
Let's go, baby.
I mean, probably have a little more basketball talk. The NBA season will have tipped off.
Listen to me now. Believe me later on. Let's do that.
But, yeah. Come back next week for some more Robertsons on the Penny Bloom podcast. And remember, peace, love, and bloom, and watch you some good-ass basketball this week, all right?
Yay, yay.
Yay, yay.